All right, founders, it is time for another pitch deck critique and review. And this time we have a deck called Newbie Social. And this is going to be a pre-seed deck. You're going to see that it actually says they want to raise seed money, but that is not the case. We are at pre-seed. You need to make sure that you understand the stage in which you are at as far as your investment is concerned when talking to investors. That's a big no-no. That will be a deal breaker if you don't understand what stage you are and you're raising appropriately. The next thing is that we've got some issues here with the problem. The problem is a little too complicated, so we're going to simplify that down. And then we also have the typical investor versus customer issue. In other words, are you talking to the investor or are you talking to the customer? That's going to be an issue with this. And there are some other challenges that we're going to see in this deck. Before we continue, my name is Ed Kang, 7-time funded founder with 2 X's. Just a fancy way of saying that I've failed a bunch of times, and I like to use videos like this on my channel to help early stage founders, especially if you're raising pre-seed or seed, get that traction, get that investor, get that first check in the door. If you are a founder and you want your own pitch deck critiqued and reviewed, make sure you stay till the end of the video and I'll tell you how you can get that done. As always, if you like this type of content, please like, comment, subscribe. That support really helps. And to this founder with this pitch deck, thank you very much for having the courage to submit this in and let's all learn from it. I strongly suggest that you take this review and you show it to your colleagues and other potential investors even and see if you get validation of the feedback. As always, take my advice with a grain of salt. I've done this hundreds of times and I've raised over 9 figures of funding for my business, other startups, as well as startup funds. But you always want to get as much information as possible from a wide range of sources. Let's jump into this. First off, I like the tagline that it's simple and straightforward. I always suggest doing this. 1-line tagline on your cover. AI powered, that's what I'm be looking for. Social commerce, that's another keyword. It's a platform to explore user experiences worldwide. This is going to be an issue right away because as I scan this deck for a preview, this isn't about user experiences worldwide. It's about social commerce. So why is this line in here? You might want to change this little description up to better reflect what is going to happen in the deck so the investor knows exactly where they're going and what to expect. Now we get to the problem slide for the user. And immediately this is a red flag because I'm expecting this is going to be a marketplace and now you got 2 problem statements and that's an issue. But let's read this. Many users typically spend 4 to 6 hours comparing products on different platforms before making a purchase decision due to the abundance of imprecise content, making it difficult to find relevant content that assists in making decisions. When you say many users, how many? So talk about that because you want to talk about the size and the severity of the problem. The size of the problem is how many users there are that actually use social media to make informed buying decisions. The severity of the problem is wasting 4 to 6 hours comparing all the products and the different positions and opinions, reviews, etc. before making a decision. That is okay. Definitely the severity of the problem. So now every time end up with a bad purchasing decision, you have this line here. Now you are starting to talk to the customer, not the investor. Look at the language and how it's changing. And you're making a statement every time you end up with a bad purchasing decision. Is this a rhetorical question? Is this data? Is it facts? Is it going to help the investor make a decision? It is not. So you want to take statements out here like this. Moving on, we have a second problem slide for the content creator. Now we're getting confused, but let's read this. 200 million active content creators worldwide. Over 85% spend more than 4 to 10 hours or more on a single post due to limited experience with posting tools to produce quality posts. Restricting 90% of their content to specific regions or countries due to language barriers results in a significant loss of traffic from audience in other languages. Let's take an inventory of all the problems that we're solving for here. The first problem was that customers were spending 4 to 6 hours. That is a legitimate problem to make a decision. Now we've got 200 million active content creators spending 4 to 10 hours. 85% of them spend that 4 to 10 hours to make quality posts. Now we got another problem. And then we have another problem here, restricting the content to specific regions due to language barriers. I've got 3 problems that we are solving for here. That is 2 problems too many. Let's stop this right here. You're solving a problem between content creator and the customer. That is the problem. The problem is between the two. So explain the problem that way. You want to connect content creators and users using social commerce. That's going to be your solution. But if you're solving for a user-based problem that they can't find stuff and they can't make decisions, solve for that problem. If you're trying to help content creators make better posts and not waste their time, solve for that problem. If you're trying to help content creators spread their stuff across multiple languages and wider geographic regions, then you're solving for that problem. But if you want to bring the two together, make the problem about the 2 parties coming together. It's very simple if you focus. It's very difficult to boil down all your problem statements into one. And I know Founders say this to me all the time. But Ed, we solve for so many problems. Investors do not care. Investors want to know, what is the one problem that you are solving for? Do I care about it? Do I resonate with it? Do I understand it? And is it big enough, severe enough that I can make money if we solve this problem? So make it very simple for the investor to figure out what problem you are solving for. And furthermore, explain it to the investor using investor's language, not the customer's language. Case in point, this slide is completely redundant. It says right here, newbie, content search engine for your every decision-making moment. If I'm an investor, what does that mean to me? Are you telling me that you're going to help me with every decision-making moment I make as an investor? No, you're not. You're talking to the customer right here. This is customer language. So you do not need this slide. Get rid of marketing, fluff, jargon, hypey slides. You do not need it whatsoever. Vision, it doesn't matter. They want to know problem, solution, and the market size. Those are the first three things an investor wants to know. It'll be straightforward with you. Take slides like this out. You do not need them. They just waste time, create more friction for the investor. Now we get to the solution slide, and you bifurcate it for the user and for the content creator. And this is where you are going to run into a major challenge because you're solving for so many problems. That means your solution needs to be unfocused. Here we have, for the user, segmented content with AI function, unique content recommendation algorithm, one-click, personalized search engine. Here's the thing. What is different about this? Remember very clearly that when an investor looks at your deck, they are going to be asking three questions. Why now? What's different? And why you? Why now and what's different? You're not answering this right away at the solution slide. You've lost me because as far as I'm concerned, every platform that is social media has got an AI-based algorithm that is recommending content. I'm on YouTube as a creator right now, and the YouTube algorithm is working overtime to deliver the best videos. So as far as I'm concerned, they've got all that data. So what's different about this and why now? Why do we need something now when I've already got so many other platforms doing this? These are questions that you need to be thinking about because the investor is already ahead of you on those questions. And if you're not ahead of them, having thought through the answers, you're not going to get through what's called the idea maze. You're going to get stuck right in the middle and you're not going to know your way out because you haven't thought it through. And the investor is not going to have confidence in you that you can actually solve for that problem and build a big, meaningful company. Moving along, for the content creator, in-app AI tools, AI posting tools, all that good stuff. Again, I see no differentiator. I know so many different apps and AI-based platforms that are helping creators. What you're really solving for is how these two connect together. That's what we really need to figure out because I validate the problem. We've got so much content out there and so many users. What is this transaction, this nexus between the two? It's not efficient. It's not getting anywhere. It's just rife with ads. It's pay to play or pay to win. And if you can solve this, then you've got a winner chicken dinner here. I'm using a lot of buzzy metaphors and slang terms here, but you understand my point. The investor wants to know if you're solving the problem that users and creators are not connecting for social commerce, your solution needs to solve for that. I say this again all the time. If your problem is something is slow and manual, then your solution needs to be fast and automated. So go back to the drawing board, pick one problem, and then work your solution to flip and solve for that problem. Now I got the business model, pricing. I want to know exactly, is this monthly? I don't understand. Creator paid ads. What does that actually say? Third-party advertisements, and then in-app marketplace with affiliate function. Now you've got a lot of business models here. I understand what you're going through, but you want to focus right here and you want to explain how this is pressure tested. Have you tested your assumptions and do you know? And again, I need some more information on this. Now we get to market size. Global social commerce market is not your TAM. I don't understand this number here. You're saying 2,400 plus a billion. What is that? 2.4 trillion? Global cross-border and social commerce market size. Remember, your TAM is if all the users use your product times the amount that you plan to charge, how much money could you be making? And then you want to break that down into segments with your SAM and then SOM, what you really realistically believe that you can obtain. So you got some information down here. You said Gen Z and millennials will be predominant user groups in the foreseeable future. Don't give me that information saying it's foreseeable in the future. Don't talk about that. You want to be very clear that you studied your market. So look at all the Gen Z and millennials that could be using it and then figure out how much money you could make if you're solving for the user. But let me bring up a very important point here. Going back to your business model. If you are solving for the creator and this is what you are charging, then it's the number of creators that you could possibly have that want to sell something times $29 to $89 a month, I'm going to say, equals how much, that is your TAM. That's what you're looking for. So understand how to calculate your total addressable market, and investors are looking for you to examine it from a bottom up. This is a top-down market analysis. Understand the difference. Global social commerce market, you just pulled this from some type of site that explains total addressable market from a top-down basis. That doesn't apply to the investor. It doesn't make sense for you to use that here. Now we're getting funding. We are seeking $600K in pre-seed funding. If you're going to launch your first version of product, then you need pre-seed funding. It is not seed funding. On top of which, build your own AI model. This is where I'm going to contest you as an investor. The AI race is massive. It costs so much money to build an AI. And you're asking me for $600K to build your own AI model? That doesn't pass the sniff test whatsoever. Most likely, you're going to integrate an AI model, which you can do for $600K these days. But understand, you are not building your own AI model. On top of which, you haven't shown me anything in the deck that makes me believe that you've got the domain expertise to build your own AI model. This is an issue. Use of funds, $350K product development. Like I said, you're not building an AI for $350K. $200K operation infrastructure, $50K launching and marketing. I understand that. Launching the first version of the product within 10 weeks on iOS. Acquired 10,000 seed users through pre-launch activities. You're going to have to show me this. This needs to be on a traction slide. If you really have 10,000 seed users, then that's not a product launch. You've already launched a product because they're seed. You want to say 10,000 users on a waiting list ready to use the product, and I better see this number. You better be able to verify this and how you did that. The target is to hit 200K users after launch in 45 days and then launch an Android version. How do you know this is going to happen? As far as I'm concerned, all you have to do is explain that you're going to get to a first launch and you're going to send this to the 10,000 users and see what they have to say. Now we get to this information down here, and I'm even more confused. We have successfully secured a pre-seed funding round, raising $100,000 in investment. That means your product should already be launched for $100,000 if you raised a pre-seed and you're getting the seed. No investor is going to give you seed without a product that's actually launched. So you're either doing a bridge round and you're doing a post pre-seed. In other words, you're adding more to your pre-seed. But as far as I'm concerned, if you've raised $100K investment, then why are you raising another $600K? You're going to really have to explain this. So I'd much rather you just be very straightforward and saying we're raising $600K to launch our product, and we've already raised $100,000 of that $600K. That says a lot more for you and actually adds more traction, social proof that an investor has already stepped up for a portion of your fundraise. That's going to be more important. I highly suggest you rephrase what you're saying on this slide. Here's a product slide and how it works. AI product detect. I have no idea what this means. It doesn't tell me any steps. I don't understand how it works. As far as I'm concerned, this is just a vanity slide showing some things. Give me some more information. And furthermore, this should be moved up further in the deck right after the market size. You should be explaining how your product works, if indeed you have a new way to do something with AI. Now we have another product slide that says AI translate. And this only makes sense for me if you're actually solving for the problem of creators not being able to post in different regions and different languages. If you are saying, yes, I record in one language, distribute in 40 language with subtitles and with lip sync, that is a major piece of technology. You better show me that you've actually built this. This is where it'd be a demo. In fact, this product alone could be a major, major startup for you. But right now, I don't believe you actually built this, or you have the opportunity to build this, or finally, you have the capacity to build this. Which brings me to the last slide, which is probably the most revealing and telling. And I'm going to just take for granted that this founder is well-intentioned and really wants to make a go of it. I understand the problem of social commerce is a major problem to solve today, and someone that can do it is going to be obscenely rich. Trust me. So now I'm going to meet the founder, the serial entrepreneur. I see serial entrepreneur. Now you have here, our founder has built businesses that grow and positively impact humanity. Which businesses? Are you just telling me? I don't understand. I need some bullet points. Give me proof and evidence. Next, help grow a traditional business from 2 million to 10 million in over 1 year. That's actually a really great accomplishment. Congratulations. But you're talking about AI. You're talking about social commerce. You're talking about all these other issues such as language translation. These are all problems that you're saying that you're going to solve, yet I have absolutely no evidence that you can solve those problems. In fact, if you're solving a problem for how businesses can grow from 2 million to 10 million, small businesses, such as helping with traditional businesses with a platform, then I'd believe you. You got a better shot of explaining that. So you better bring a lot of domain expertise based on all the promises promises that you've made. This is where everything's going to start falling apart for you. If you're saying you've got AI and you can build things, you better have a bigger team. We need more people on the team to justify what you're doing, because a one-person team and you haven't explained what you're going to do. Are you going to hire an engineer, which is another major factor if you're trying to build AI, because it's super expensive. It doesn't work. The story doesn't come together. In summary, here's what I want this founder to do. I want you to go back and I want you to revalidate the problem and boil it down to one problem and understand it inside out, and then explain the solution and explain how you are different. Remember, in the beginning, I said, why now? What's different? And then why you? Why now? Explain to me why this is the perfect time for a new platform for social commerce when everything is working as it is right now. Now, you may make an argument. Now, you may make an argument that it's not working as intended to. Fine, make that argument. That's why now. Then how is it different? You haven't shown me anything that makes it different. You haven't explained to me how your algorithm matches users and creators, etc. I don't know. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just a dream that you want to have, and you don't have the ability to turn it into reality, which brings us back to why you get your domain expertise and figure it out. This is what we call founder problem fit and founder market fit. If I can't see that you've got the domain expertise, the credibility to actually go and tackle this problem, you may care about it 100%. And I understand if you care about it, all founders start that way. Maybe you're frustrated with the social commerce and all the hours that you have to spend making these decisions. I get it, but that doesn't mean it makes a startup possible for you. It's worthy of actually putting in all the work to do a startup, and the investor is going to be wondering that as well. So why you? If you really want to solve this problem, then you better come and tell me you got the best AI engineers on board, or you got these social media influencers or people who've done it before, and you've been able to explain to them how your startup is different and why they should follow you versus building it themselves. That's definitely something to pay attention to. For next steps, I want you to watch these videos that I'm putting on the screen. This includes any other founder out there who's watching this and appreciates that we can go through this together on this deck. Watch these videos. They're going to be extremely helpful. And if you want your own pitch deck critiqued and reviewed, leave a comment. I appreciate everybody's patience. I have so many requests for pitch deck critiques and reviews. I've created a process to decide which ones I'm actually going to review on this channel. More than happy to help you out, but leave a comment and I'll send you the instructions, and then we're going to go from there. That's it for this one. See you in the next video.